All right, what is going on, guys? We will give you just a second for people to kind of hop on. Let's see, I believe we are live, so hopefully you guys can see me here. And I am using an external mic, so I'm really hoping that the audio is picking up. If you are watching this live, do hashtag live. If you're watching on replay, do hashtag replay. It just helps reach everybody in the group, kind of gives them a notification. I'm really excited because we're going to be going over kind of 4 steps to kind of master your habits, especially with the new year, right? Everybody makes New Year's resolutions, which can be incredible, but as everybody kind of already knows, a lot of times by February or March, sometimes those resolutions tend to fade away because the motivation of kind of the new year starts to fade. And so this is a way that you can help kind of make sure that those resolutions stay strong and stick with it. So I gave you guys a second to hop on, and then I'll kind of do like an introduction here in just a little bit because I am new to the Fierce Fit community here as a coach. My name is Connor Hansen. I'm really excited to be here. So give you guys just kind of another second here real fast. And if you see me looking down, I do have kind of some bullet point notes that I'll be kind of working off of. So if I'm looking down, that's why I'm just making sure that I'm hitting all of the points. Let's see. Perfect. Awesome. Looks like some people are coming in. Is it Marissa? I am terrible at reading, by the way, and so if I get your name wrong, I really apologize. So my name is Connor Hansen. I think I'm the newest coach here at Fierce Fit. I'm currently in the United States in Arizona, just south of Mesa in Queen Creek. My wife and I moved here about 5 years ago. I was up in Utah. I had a personal training facility that I ran up there while I was getting my degree in exercise and wellness from Brigham Young University. So I got my degree, exercise and wellness, and then I have a couple certifications in personal training, corrective exercise, sports performance, nutrition, behavior change. And I think there's a couple other ones as well. So I've been in the industry for a decent amount of time, helping people kind of achieve their goals. I was actually a strength and conditioning coach at UVU, Utah Valley University, for a couple of seasons for their lacrosse team. And I played lacrosse myself in junior high school, and college as well. So I am married. My wife, Brooke, she's incredible. We have two little boys. One's name is Legend and the other's is Wilder. So definitely some unique names. And sometimes I still get a little bit of anxiety that I named my firstborn Legend. So hopefully he lives up to it, but he's a pretty incredible kid. So in my eyes, he has already lived up to the name. So if you are watching this live, do hashtag live. If you're on replay, hashtag replay, and I will try to not kick the camera as much as possible. So today we are going to be going over how to kind of master our habits, because as we all know, New Year's resolutions tend to fade unless you have like a very actionable game plan and you build it into your habits and your routines. So and if you have any questions throughout it, I can see the screen, which is great. And then we will have like a little bit of time of Q&A after. And if you are watching on replay, you can just type your comments there or your questions there in the comments. And then especially if you tag me, I'll make sure to see it and get back to you on it. So the 4 steps, this is kind of the 4 steps of behavior change. There's a lot of really incredible research that goes into how to change our behaviors and our habits, because it's great to have a goal, but just having a goal and trying to work towards that, it can seem overwhelming. It can seem very daunting. And so to have actionable steps to help us reach that goal is obviously so important for us to actually be able to reach it. So these 4 steps in trying to create and maintain good habits and behaviors are: make it obvious, make the behavior that you want to do obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. So there's a ton that can be said about this, and there's a ton to be said about behavior change. I think behavior change is one of my favorite topics. I think that there's a lot of things that we can manipulate within health and fitness for our betterment, right? We have the calories that we're consuming, we have the foods that we choose, we have the exercise activities that we choose. There's just so many different variables that we can manipulate to help us get to our goal. But if we don't change the core underlining behaviors, right, we can have all the knowledge in the world. We know exactly how many calories we should eat. We know exactly what we should be eating in terms of food choices. We know that we should be doing our workouts. We have the knowledge, but unless we apply that consistently and change our behaviors, all of that knowledge that we have can kind of go nowhere, right? Doesn't really benefit us. And so being able to actually change our habits and our behaviors is so crucial when we're trying to improve our health and our fitness. So the first step is to make it obvious. So something that seems obvious, but I'm not sure how many of us actually do it, is actually going through our day. So whether you think you have a routine or not, you do, right? So whether it's a conscious routine or an unconscious routine, everybody has a routine for the most part. Obviously, there's a little variability because that's life. But one really incredible thing is to write down our habits or write down our routines so that we can become just aware of them, right? It's hard to change a habit or it's hard to change a behavior if we're not aware of what we're doing. So, and I want you to kind of get as detailed as possible with this. Write down, okay, so I wake up and what do I do immediately when I wake up? Okay, I wake up and I grab my phone, or I wake up and I go to the bathroom. I wake up and I brush my teeth or whatever, right? So you're going to go through, and then I go to the gym, or then I, eat breakfast, or then I log into work or whatever. So kind of write down your routine so that you can be aware of your habits. So the first step is to become aware of it. And then when you have when you have a habit that you're trying to implement, doing something like a implementation intention, which is like, okay, I will, and then include your behavior at this time in this location. So let's say you're trying to make sure that you take more vitamins, right? You're trying to do that on a regular basis. So I will take my vitamins in the kitchen, at 7 a.m. in the kitchen, right? So you behavior, time, location. You can also stack your habits. So as you wrote down all the habits that you do, all of the things that are built into your routine, something that you're trying to do, in this scenario, we're doing taking vitamins. You can do, okay, after and then current habit, I will new habit. So after I eat breakfast, I will take my vitamins. Or after I brush my teeth, because that's a habit for most of us, after I brush my teeth, I will take my vitamins. And the other really huge thing, and this is kind of can be a part of all four of these steps, is designing the environment that you're around for good habits, right? So for example, if you have your vitamins in the cupboard in the back behind a bunch of stuff, the likelihood of you taking vitamins on a daily basis is going to be pretty low. However, if you have it out by your toothbrush, right, in one of the scenarios we're taking it after we brush our teeth, if you have it out by your toothbrush, you are way more likely to actually take the vitamins because they are visible. They're right there. It's obvious, right? It's obvious in our plane of view. So that is make it obvious. So a couple steps to that is going to be actually writing down all of our habits and what we do so we can be aware of them, using implementation intention. So I will do habit at X time in X location, or habit stacking. So after current habit that we do, I will new habit. And then a huge thing is designing our environment in a way that's going to increase that and make it obvious. So if you're trying to eat more fruits and vegetables, don't put them in the chilling thing in the bottom of the fridge so that they can get moldy and nasty. You can put them in a bowl on the table or the counter or something. You're going to be way more likely to do a habit when you visibly see it all of the time. Okay, so let's make it obvious. Make it attractive. Using like temptation bundling. So pair an action of what you want to do with an action that you need to do. For example, if you are trying to do your homework or whatever, or if you have something like a task like that you want to get into a regular routine doing, you want to pair that with, I love video games, to the chagrin of my wife. No, she's supportive. It's awesome. It's a little bit of a stress relief, but if I wanted to accomplish a task, I would do that, right before or right after gaming, so that it's like something that I want to do, gaming, paired with something that I need to do, doing the taxes or doing the bills or whatever behavior I'm trying to do. So make it attractive. Pair something that you want to do with something that you have to do. The other thing is joining a culture, such as what you guys are currently doing here at Fierce Fit, where improving ourselves, right? A culture where what you're trying to do is the norm. So I'm not sure if you guys have faced this, but when you're trying to make an improvement in your health and your wellness, sometimes people, and even like close friends and family, will try to deter you from those goals, maybe because of not understanding or jealousy, or there's a lot of motives that they could have, and a lot of them would be subconscious, that they don't even aware that they have those types of motives. But like, let's say you go to a party and you don't eat whatever food is there because it doesn't fit within your calorie deficit, or it's just something that is really, really calorie heavy and you're decently full and you just don't want to eat that, but everybody's eating it, or whatever the case is, right? You kind of see the scenario that I'm talking about. And then they kind of give you, they give you flack for it. So joining a community like Fierce Fit, where everybody is trying to improve themselves, where everybody is, kind of in that same place where they're trying to better their health and their wellness, and it's positive upliftment, it's positive reinforcement, versus the other way where you might be, judged or whatever for your behavior. So joining a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior, right? Eating well, exercising, activity, working, with your thoughts, all of those great things, and trying to better yourself. So the other thing is for the make it attractive, is creating a motivation ritual. So do something that you enjoy immediately before doing that difficult habit, which kind of goes into the temptation bundling as well. So make it obvious is the first thing, make it attractive. And now we're going to move into make it easy, right? You want to reduce friction wherever possible when trying to increase a behavior. So something that helps me, right? I love working out. It's something that I genuinely enjoy doing. I haven't always been that way, but I currently love working out. However, with everything that I have going on, being a dad, and wanting to spend as much time as I can with my kids, but also, needing to earn a living and all those things, I have to go to the gym early morning. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. And so I also love my sleep. And so waking up early is not a fun thing for me. But I've found that if at night, right, when I'm not sleepy, if I set out my pre-workout, if I set out my clothes for the next morning, right, I got my socks, I got my compression shorts, my shirt, and I actually stack them in the way that I would put them on. Super easy, takes me 30 seconds to do that. But the likelihood of me getting up and going to the gym is way higher because I spent the time beforehand to actually lay out those clothes, right? I reduced the friction versus at 5 or 6 a.m. when I wake up and my wife is still sleeping and it's cold and it's, I still have the sleep in my eyes, and having to kind of rummage around and put on my gym clothes and the whole thing and get out the door. There's just so many more steps, right? But if you can remove friction, if you can remove steps, if you can make it as easy as possible, and prime your environment, right? I said the environment kind of goes in every single thing that we do here. If you can prime your environment, everything's going to be so much easier. So, for example, give you another example. If one of your meals includes, oatmeal, maybe with some protein powder in there, the going into the pantry and grabbing the oatmeal thing and divvying out for the day and then putting the water and microwaving, right? That's a lot of steps. But if you can reduce the amount of steps, if on a Sunday you get all of your, little Tupperware containers and you put in the half a cup or the cup of oats or however much that you are eating and already have them stacked and lined up, and it is in a visible place in the pantry, the likelihood of you going and grabbing that and putting water and protein, you removed so many different steps, right? You removed grabbing the thing of oats and getting a weighing thing and measurement cup and putting it in and then putting the cap back on and putting that, right? There's so many steps that you just got rid of by doing it all in one. And it seems like, oh, that's just such a little thing, but it genuinely makes the biggest difference. So reduce the friction, prime your environment. And the other thing is doing habits. Like, let's say you have a big habit of going to the gym, right? And maybe that is totally new to you. You have a big goal or a big behavior they're trying to do of going to the gym. Okay, well, let's start with going for a walk, right? If you're a very sedentary person, start with going for a walk, putting on your running shoes, going for a jog, right? The next step would be going for a jog and then getting your gym clothes ready, right? Like starting small and building yourself up so that the big goal doesn't seem so big because you've done smaller goals to lead up to that. Does that make sense? The other thing, so we have make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and then the last thing is make it satisfying, right? You have to enjoy, no, that's not true. I was gonna say you have to enjoy the behaviors that you have to do, but that's not true. We do a lot of things on a daily basis that we don't necessarily enjoy, but we do it because it's part of our routine, it's part of our habits, and we get it done. When you're trying to build a new habit, making it satisfying by using reinforcement. So giving yourself like an immediate reward when you complete a habit. When I was trying to read books, especially in college where you had to read the textbooks and do all that stuff, I would put candy bars at specific pages, or I would put like $5 at specific pages so that then I could go and get a drink or a beverage or some type of food from the vending machines or something like that, so that when you got to a specific part, you were motivated because you wanted to go and there was an immediate reinforcement, and it was something that was enjoyable to make what you kind of don't want to do enjoyable. So, and on the flip side, if you are trying to get rid of a bad habit, you can kind of do the inverse and making doing nothing enjoyable, if that makes sense. So the other thing is using a habit tracker, like we said in the make it obvious, to kind of understand what we're currently doing so that we can implement these 4 steps. So the other really big thing in making it satisfying and making it into routine is never missing twice. There's something about starting over, if you will, right? So let's say we have a goal to have the 30 minutes of activity and we miss one day, which happens, right? Sometimes life is crazy and we can't always get our 30 minutes of activity in. But if we can make a solid commitment to never miss twice, then we feel like we're not, I'm starting at the very beginning, right? I'm starting over. This is tough because that can be tough. That can be demoralizing. So if you make a goal of never missing twice when you forget to do a habit or when you forget to do a behavior, and just kind of having that top of mind, that can be super beneficial as well. So always getting back on track immediately. So let's review real quick. We have make it obvious, which is being aware of our habits, being aware of our current habits, writing them down, our current routine, using an implementation intention, which is I will behavior at time in location, using habit stacking. So after current habit, I will new habit, and then design your environment in a way that has those good cues, right? So like make things obvious, put them out, don't put them in the back shelf, or try to make it as visible as possible. So make it obvious, make it attractive. So join a culture where that behavior is the norm, such as Fierce Fit. You guys are doing awesome at that. Create a motivation ritual. So do something that you enjoy immediately before doing that habit so that you're in a good frame of mind. So you start to associate the good habit with the habit that you're trying to improve or trying to do. So make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy. So reduce the amount of steps for you to get to your goal. So reduce the friction, prime the environment, right? Prepare the environment, try to reduce the amount of steps that it takes you to get you to your goal, automate where you can, and then make it satisfying. Have a positive reinforcement immediately after you do the habit or do the behavior that you're trying to accomplish. So as you apply these 4 principles, especially with your New Year's resolutions, it's the 4th of January, your likelihood of success is going to be just that much higher as you guys are in this incredible community, and as you guys have your health and your fitness goals and what you're trying to accomplish, right? And we have those 5 habits that we are focusing on doing each day, the Power 5. Like, if you follow these steps, it's going to be that much easier to be super, super consistent with it. And as we know, consistency over time is the most key thing with what we have going on here. So let me know if you have any questions. We can open up. I know there's still a couple people on right now. If you guys have any questions, let it rip. And as always, if you are watching it live, #live. If you're watching on replay, do #replay. It just helps it get to everybody in the group so that they can watch it and benefit from this information. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead and type them either in the message right now and I can answer them live, or if you have them and you're watching it on replay, then I can, and especially tag me, I can answer those questions for you then as well. Also, this isn't sliced peaches, it's just the can. I'm not drinking peach juice. I feel like that would be kind of weird. I just like drinking out of a jar with a straw. I may be a child, but I enjoy it. So all right guys, as always, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Make sure to tag me so that I for sure see it, but I do check the group pretty regularly. But you guys are awesome. I hope you guys have a fantastic Tuesday. I believe today is Tuesday. I hope you guys have a fantastic day and night. I will be taking over doing like a cool live like this, or a call, kind of depending on the format. It will say it in the invitation, but I'll be taking over on Tuesdays. If you have a particular topic you'd want me to cover, you can also put that in the comments. I think that would be really cool. Give me some direction with that. Any questions that you have there as well. I'm going to be trying to do them a little bit later today with just like scheduling conflicts and stuff. That's why we did it earlier in the day. I do want to do it a little bit later because I feel like more people can get on and be, interactive, which is awesome. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will check you guys in the next live. Have a great day.